CM Punk is back, man. Everybody knows he returned at Survivor Series War Games 2023 Saturday. And yeah, man, we're just gonna get into this video, talk about what's next for him and what do we expect in his WWE run. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Thank God for Wrestling podcast. I'm host one of two, Johnny King.
I'm host two of two, CJ McClure, and it's clobbering time.
Yeah, man, Punk is back. Punk is back. We both stand corrected. We did not know if Triple H would bring him back on the roster into WWE, but he tried to fake us. He tried to throw a curveball. The copyright logo came up in the bottom of the screen. We saw the aerial view of the arena, and we hear the static, and then the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And whole place erupted. Everybody at home erupted, man. Punk is back in the WWE after almost 10 years. CJ, how are you feeling?
It's surreal. It's unreal. I mean, like Punk returning to wrestling in general when he returned to AEW 2 years ago was crazy, but just going back to where most of his success has been, to where he's known for, to the place that has had all the chants. I mean, I said in the last video for Survivor Series, all those chants on Monday Night Raw, Stephanie McMahon, Vince McMahon, Hunter, Shane, even all these people shutting it down, and it actually finally happened. Punk and Hunter actually put water under the bridge. And mind you, Punk looked good. Like, is it just me or did he look younger?
He
Like
looked
like
younger. His haircut.
looked healthier, looked like he's taking care of himself. Since he's been AEW, grew out his hair a little bit, whatever. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up though, just because of Punk's injury proneness. So, I mean, we just got to be a little bit of realistic on that. I don't want to prey on his downfall by any means, but I just, I would just hate for all the momentum in the world that he has right now coming back to be halted because of an injury, because it's just a fact. Punk has always gotten injured kind of a lot.
Yeah.
But this throws a curveball on the road to WrestleMania. I mean, we don't have enough. I mean, if you want to just talk about main roster pay-per-views, the Royal Rumble's up next. I mean, if you want to talk about all pay-per-views, we got NXT Deadline, but we're really on the road to WrestleMania now.
Yeah, we're on the road to WrestleMania. Some people say the Royal Rumble starts it, but a lot of people say Survivor Series starts it too. And yeah, man, this changes the whole course of the men's WrestleMania picture. Like, this changes everything, bro. We all thought it was going to be Gunther versus Seth at WrestleMania 40, but now it's looking like it's going to be Punk versus Seth. And that would be the feud of the decade for sure. Real life animosity brought to the actual big screen. Yeah, man, I think that's lightning in the bottle that they don't need to rush it. They just need to conserve it until it's time to start ramping it up for WrestleMania season so it can peak at the right time. But yeah, man, it's still like, I still can't even believe it, bro. Like, he's back in the WWE, the company he bashed and talked bad about for so long. He put his pride aside and he came back, man. He obviously apologized who he needed to apologize to, and he's back. And yeah, like you said, we should just take it slow, not get our hopes up too much, because as we know, he's injury prone. But I think now that he's not AEW, he won't have to rely so much on his wrestling ability, and he can focus more on telling stories in the ring. And I don't think WWE will have him wrestling as much as AEW did, because he wrestled some weeks on AEW. I don't think he'll do that in WWE, because really all you need when you have CM Punk is for him to hold the mic in his hand. That's better than any wrestling he can do in the ring. Yeah, and tomorrow he'll be on Raw, and they're gonna give him a live mic, and I'm just waiting to see what he has to say, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a good Raw. It's gonna be a good Raw.
This might be the first Raw in years that hits 4 million views.
Yeah.
I mean, not, I mean, because we got Punk and we got Orton. So, I mean, I mean, we got two household names back, but Punk versus Seth Rollins, in my opinion, will be the modern day Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be emotion filled because it's real life animosity. We might see like another Edge and Matt Hardy type feud when Lita cheated on Matt Hardy. Like it's gonna be that type of feud. And I'm just excited to see what they're gonna see. Excited to see what kind of storytelling they're gonna do, man. Like WrestleMania is not that far when you think about it. So it's gonna have to start ramping up pretty soon. But the question is, how do we get Punk to Mania? Does he win the Rumble? Does he challenge Seth outright? What do you think the logical booking is here?
I mean, obviously, like the main event, main event night two will be either Cody versus Roman, the rematch. Which, quick sidebar, I don't know why I looked it up on YouTube instead of Peacock, but I watched like the first few minutes of Cody versus Roman on YouTube, and I was looking at the comments, and someone said this rematch is gonna hit harder than crack in the 80s. But anywho, I mean, I guess the Royal Rumble. I mean, Punk's never done that before. I'm sure he would love to do it. What wrestler wouldn't want to win the Royal Rumble? I mean, you can't have Cody win the Royal Rumble because that's going to be too repetitive. You know what I mean? I feel like the days of people winning back-to-back Rumbles are over, in my opinion. Not the days of people like winning their like multiple Rumble, but consecutively. I think we're past that. So I mean, Cody's got to go through Elimination Chamber. So I guess yeah, I mean, if they are going in the direction of Punk versus Seth, which kind of already seems that way, whether Seth's reaction was real, a work, or a little bit of both, when they're showing off the air, flipping him off and trying to run up and fight him. Yeah, I guess you got to have Punk win the Rumble.
Yeah, I think so too, bro. Like that is the only logical way for it to happen without people saying, "How did he just challenge Seth outright? It's not how it works." Blah blah blah. So yeah, have him win the Rumble. Whether you want to have him come in at 1 or 30. Honestly, I wouldn't. I would. Hey, have him come at 30 just to make people mad. Like I don't know. It's really up to Triple H. But however he wins, I don't really care as long as he finds a way to get to WrestleMania to face Seth Rollins. Yeah, this is one feud that they will not pass up on. They won't.
I can't remember where I saw this from. It was either Bleacher Report or YouTube or a comment on Instagram, whatever. But and I'm bringing up Cody for a reason to come back to Punk. Someone made a good point saying that they said Cody Rhodes is the biggest advocate to leave AEW, come back to WWE. They said he won the Royal Rumble, he main evented WrestleMania, and he beat Brock Lesnar twice in a year. Now, granted, I think some of that, the reason Cody got that treatment is because he rejuvenated himself and reinvented himself. But nonetheless, I mean, I feel like that guy that commented that, shout out whoever you are, made a good point because now Punk's back and Hunter wouldn't have brought him back if he knew he could do something good with him. And Cody Rhodes said in the post conference that if Punk can help the company with what's going on, he said, by all means, bring him back.
Yep. It's
Because
whatever. Yeah.
I was just saying they're on fire right now. I mean, merch sales are past the Attitude Era. I mean, like they've actually surpassed Attitude Era in a few categories.
I don't want to say this is going to be a crazy thing I'm about to say. I don't want to say it, but because I'm trying to convince myself it's not true, but I know it is. Punk coming to WWE, it takes a lot of momentum out of AEW. And especially like I don't really have the itch to watch AEW anymore like I used to, especially now that Punk is back in WWE. They're like because they're at first he wasn't with any. He was like after he got fired from AEW, he wasn't with anybody. So we were watching AEW to see if this was gonna be like the best work of all time and he'll be the devil, or we're trying to see will he sound with WWE. So I kind of still want to watch both of them, but now I don't know, man. I just feel like that sucked all the life out of AEW and like, bro, I don't know. I don't know what they can do They got Ospreay, but like I was telling people, like I was talking to people on Twitter, I was like, bro, Ospreay is not the draw that Punk is. Ospreay is probably, you could say arguably he's the best wrestler in the world, but he is not the draw that CM Punk is. And that's how much of a landing CM Punk was for WWE. So yeah, man. I don't know. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm like I'm crying, bro. I'm crying right now. I don't know what else to do. Like I don't care about Edge and AEW anymore. That ship has sailed. Like it's boring, bro. I don't care. I don't care about anything. I don't care about him wrestling Luchasaurus. I don't care about him wrestling Nick Wayne. Um and they're doing the Christian Cage match, like not even on a pay-per-view, which I think is crazy. So yeah, man, I don't know. WWE, the ball is in their court, and they will do whatever they want to do and score on AEW as much as they want until said otherwise. So yeah,
As far as AEW goes, I'm still a little invested in MJF, and especially now that they're rekindling him and Samoa Joe. I texted you about this. I'm just waiting for Adam Cole to get back because MJF and Adam Cole, that storyline was the best storyline that AEW had to compete with WWE. That was their bloodline. That was the best thing that they could come up with, which great chemistry between those guys. Second best thing is probably Joe versus Max because they're both great on the mic. But you already kind of took some of the words in my mouth, and I was going to say it that CM Punk is a draw. I don't even think that's a hot take. I think that's just a fact. Now, he's not a draw like Hogan was or like Roman is. Punk's a draw because of this and because of what his infamous pipe bomb.
mm-hmm.
He went off script. He gave Vince McMahon a fake script, said how he felt at the time. That made him a draw.
Yeah.
And he'll forever remain a draw because of that.
Do you think that this is going to make the ex WWE guys and AEW try to see what the water's like back in WWE, like in the next 2 to 3 years, whenever their
I mean,
contract?
there's no way that they haven't already been curious ever since Triple H became in charge.
Like when I look at Swerve, what he's doing in AEW, he would fit perfectly in the WWE now. Ricky Starks, I can see him in WWE soon. And honestly, I see MJF in WWE maybe in like the next 5 to 8 years. I think everybody thinks he's re-signed with the AEW quietly, which he probably did because they probably gave him the most money. But I don't see MJF going his whole career without headlining WrestleMania. Like that's gonna happen, whether people like it or not. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I can't picture Max being I don't want to say a one trick pony, but like being a one company guy,
Yeah.
you know? Like you said, like Maxwell Jacob Freeman not headlining WrestleMania. I mean, that would be a crime. And I saw the same thing. I saw that he has potentially quietly resigned with them. I know he said on a press conference once, or maybe it was like on a Hot Wings video or whatever, that January 1st, 2024 is when his contract resigns. And he said, I'm going wherever I see seven figures. Can't say I blame the guy because he's a once in a generation talent.
Yeah. And
But because now Punk's back, I can't help but wonder, is MJF coming over now, at least right away? Because Punk signed a multi-year deal.
yeah. And then with Adam Cole over there too, especially Adam Cole is Triple H's guy. So there's no way Adam Cole has not thought about what he would be doing in WWE right now. So we shall see, man. We shall see.
Yeah, and with Adam Cole specifically, I mean, like it was just scratched the surface for what he was going to accomplish on the main roster. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a reason he stayed in NXT and then he left.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess one more thing I'll mention is that you said that you don't think Punk is going to wrestle weekly, but his deal he signed was like several years. Like, yeah, like our childhood guys are getting older, but still in like his mid-40s. I mean,
Yeah.
best case scenario, he's still got a handful of good years left. I mean, you really think he's not going to wrestle week to week or at least like bi-weekly?
I could see like maybe 2 matches a month, one or two matches a month. Two at the most. I don't think he's wrestling every week. There's no way. But I don't know. They might do like the 6-man tag thing, sort of thing, and have him be in the main event every week. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say because we know how fragile he is. But I don't know. Maybe WWE will be good for him and get his body to back where it used to be.
I always think it's interesting too how when he left, the day that he walked out of the company, and he told his side of the story, sat with Vince and Hunter, how him and Hunter, at least according to him, were still kind of butting heads, even like in his last conversation. But Vince was actually really upset that Punk was leaving. Like he said, like when Vince went to hug him, like Vince had tears. So I mean, like I guess like was his relationship with Vince that bad? I mean, obviously we all know that him and Hunter have had beef until now, but like I don't know, like I couldn't help but think of that, especially now that Vince isn't here anymore.
Yeah, I think Vince respects anybody who does good for his business. He respects that. Like Ticker, he
Mhm.
respects Cena. He respects Sean. Anybody who drew money to his business and was a star. I think he respects. And CM Punk, bro, he was on top of the world when he was WWE champion. Like he was that guy, bro. He was that guy. So I would shed a tear too if I was Vince and he decided just to walk out of the company. Like, yeah.
It is going to be an interesting handful of months. I never would have thought in a million years that when we started this thing, we'd be talking about CM Punk back in the WWE.
Bro, crazy. It's crazy. Now I'm hyped, bro. Tomorrow, we're filming this on Sunday night. Monday will be the most must-see Raw, and I'll guarantee you them probably like 10 years. Not 10 years, bro. For sure, for sure. Ever since he dropped the pipe bomb promo, it's gonna be the most must-see Raw since then, for sure. Even the Raw when Cody returned, after the Raw Cody returned was not this must-see, bro. This is must-see. They're going to give him a live mic. He's going to say whatever he can that's still in the realm of WWE and sports entertainment. And he will bash AEW if Triple H says it's okay to throw shots, which I'm probably pretty sure he will. And Triple H has no problem throwing shots. Did you see he was talking about Jade Cargill on the press conference?
I didn't see that. I missed that.
He basically was saying that, well, he said that Jade Cargill in AEW, she was limited and not to her own fault. He was basically saying like they didn't teach her everything they should have over there.
Mhm.
That's why they're keeping her in the performance center so long. So Triple H is he stands on business, man. He'll
Well,
let Punk do what he does for sure.
yeah, I mean, he's competitive. I mean, he was a part of the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah.
He knows what this is like. But yeah, the only other Raws, at least for me, that I can think of that are like up to par, like to this hype, or at least how hyped I was either the Fatal 4-Way Universal Title main event when Kevin Owens won at the end of Raw, and when Goldberg returned in 2016. For me,
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Like, it's just gonna be so crazy hearing his music hit on a Raw, bro, on a Raw, and him walking down the ramp into a WWE ring, bro. That's crazy. The wrestling,
today,
what you about to
today,
say?
man, Monday Night Football doesn't look that good tomorrow night anyway, so y'all might as well tune into wrestling.
Go USA, 8 p.m., 8 to 11, man. Not us plugging WWE, bro. But yeah, bro, it's gonna be. I'm specifically working out earlier so I can be back home before this comes on because I want to be in front of my TV and I want to listen to every single word he has to say.
Yeah, I gotta find a way to watch all of it, not the highlights. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But hey, man, we appreciate you guys for sticking around, watching this little news brief sort of thing with us, man. CM Punk is back. We're all excited. Can't wait to see what he does next. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, thank God for wrestling, man.
Quite the time to be alive. That's all I got to say. Thank you guys for joining as always. Appreciate the support on all the videos, whether it's a little, whether it's a lot. Love you guys. I'm CJ McClure. Thank God for wrestling.
Peace.